So, a few people have been wanting a shorter version of my life story, so here you go. Sorry if the audio is crappy, I'm recording on the phone. Okay, anyways, let's start. I was born January 9th with my, biological parents, obviously, who I lived with for about 3 years. Now, unfortunately, my biological parents were both physically and emotionally abusive towards me. And it's been like this for 3 years. My Nana, hearing about this, begged my mom and dad to adopt me, so they did. And then I lived with them for pretty much the rest of my life. Or until now, at least. Now, after this, I was very happy. And it went good for a couple of years, until I was in the 1st grade, when my mom got lung cancer. This made me very sad, but at the same time, I was confused because I was only 7 years old, so I didn't really know that much. After a while, my mom passed away, and my dad was very depressed about that, and so was I. She was really a nice woman. So after that, we had to move away. So we moved in with my Aunt Tina, her husband, and my 2 cousins. Now, living there was really great. I got my first game console, and it was awesome. The only thing was my uncle was a bit of an alcoholic, so he would drink a lot. And at night when I was trying to sleep, I would just hear them yelling and arguing. And the fact that I didn't even have a bed didn't help either. I basically slept on the floor for 3 years. After that junk, my biological father wanted to move in back, but he decided to move into our house for some reason. And at this time, my biological mother and father both broke up. So my dad said yes, and he forced us back to move back as well, since he didn't have a driver's license or anything. So I agreed, sadly, and we moved back in. It was pretty great getting to see my old place again, and I got to start school there when I got to see the rest of my friends, who nowadays are known as the Sketch Squad, basically my only group of friends. And I thought it was all good and good, but as time went on, he got more abusive towards me again. It was so bad. I almost ran away, but I forced myself not to. And we also got a dog. And I only had cats for my entire life, so this made me extremely nervous. He was a good dog at first, but not even a week later from when he got him, he started getting very violent, and he would bite me repeatedly. Craig would say he was just playing, but I obviously had bite marks. So Craig was planning to travel to Arizona for a bit, and he forced us to pay for it. So we did. And Craig was trying to teach me to take care of the dog, but that obviously didn't work. It just got me even more bitten up and stuff. So while I was at school, Craig basically just shot the dog. Now, this didn't make me extremely sad, but I was still kind of disappointed. Sure, I had bite marks everywhere, but he was a good dog, basically. He listened, and he was a nice companion. So Craig left, and he was only supposed to be gone for a couple weeks. But the thing was, he never returned. He found a girlfriend and decided to live there for the rest of his life with her. He basically just tricked me and my dad to move back and left us, basically. So here we were. We were on our own, not knowing what to do. So My dad, not knowing what to do, decided to just try and get used to it. And I stayed in school, and based off of what just happened, my grades went lower, and I started to get sleep deprived and have insomnia. My anxiety went way up, and when I get home, I would just have a sudden outburst and start crying. It was a rough time, but my friends were able to cheer me up. And after time, in the 7th grade, which is where I am still, I decided to try and commit suicide. It was a failed attempt, but after that, someone found out about it and told the counselor. And they sent me to a hospital, which I stayed there for a day, and it was just a normal hospital. And then after some time, they moved me to a medical hospital where I could chat with other kids and get the help I needed. It was amazing over there. I made some good friends who had similar interests, and I was getting help at the same time. And they had a little school hour so we wouldn't mess up at school or anything. It went well, and I was happy again. It was pretty much great. So I got out of the hospital and went back to school, and it wasn't that best because my teachers started treating me badly because of how many days I was absent, because I have a really crappy immune system and I was gone for so long. They kept assuming I wasn't doing my work and stuff, but the truth was I was basically suffering. And the only person at school I ever told about this other than my friend is the counselor. And it was not very good, basically. I still suffer with all the anxiety I have, but it's getting better, I think. And it's just getting better, basically. The reason I started this YouTube channel at first was to store all my animations and stuff, see how far I got in. But now I changed that goal. I now want to be an inspiration for all of you. As a survivor of suicide, I learned it's not the right thing. If you have severe depression or anxiety, just tell someone. They can get you help. It worked for me, so it might work for you, hopefully. And I even helped some people at my school who have depression or try to commit suicide. So hopefully I can be an inspiration for all of you by telling my story. Well, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed the shorter version, and I'm sorry if I stuttered or paused a lot. I'm not very good at speaking. All this anxiety made me a bit of a stutterer. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. This is Liz, signing out.